ऐसा लग रहा है जिंदगी से परेशान नहीं होते भाई करना बहुत कुछ था, अगर कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है।
एमसी रूम में एक और बॉल बॉय की कुर्सी है।
नहीं, बाकी सब बीच में लगाते हैं, नहीं थोड़ा सा बीच के।
बोर्ड के बाद
फ्लैग लेके भी
आगे 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 और आगे,
और इसके बीच में लगे।
अरे बाहर से आगे, होप्स के आगे, बोर्ड के आगे और आगे और बस वहाँ पे लो।
अच्छा,
इस बोर्ड के आगे, इस बोर्ड के आगे, ये वाले बोर्ड के आगे कुछ उठाओ। और आगे और जल्दी जा, उधर घूम के यहाँ पे।
मैं इधर बीच में जाऊंगा क्या? नहीं, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ।
इस वाले बोर्ड के आगे जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी। हाँ वहाँ पे
और एक बोर्ड जा। इसके आगे, इसके आगे,
इसके आगे
इसके राइट में, इसके आगे।
इसके आगे बीच में
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to B.R. Ambedkar
उसके
Stadium.
ऊपर बैठ
Venue for today's
उसके ऊपर
group
बैठ
stage
ऊपर
match of Indian Women's League 23-24. Season between HOPS FC from Delhi and Gokulam Kerala FC from Kerala. We thank you all for coming today and encourage you to visit our official website iwleague.org for more details of the league. There is a special announcement. Don't get panic in any situation as we have emergency evacuation staff with us. Thank you and welcome you all.
अरे हेलो प्ले नहीं करना है तुम्हें
So, a very warm welcome to all of our viewers and fans once again to the IWL, the Indian Women's League. And we have a fantastic game today, Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m. start from the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. It is HOPS FC against Gokulam Kerala, the three-time reigning IWL champions. It promises to be an entertaining spectacle. That is for sure. We're here in the heart of the country.
Match we people are, yes, looking into this. We have changed certain position and we will be looking after a good result and taking away the 3 points. Our defense, I think it collapsed, and this time we are focusing on our defense and attack. But last match, yes, of course we lost. We didn't able to score. It was a hard luck, you can say, or what. Pole pe ball lag ke aa gaya and all like that. And this time, yes, we are dead sure we are going to score goals and take away the.
So that was the head coach for HOPS FC saying that they are going to score goals today and they're going to take away the 3 points. I'm welcomed here by my co-commentator, Junaid Ahmed. Junaid, a very warm welcome to you, my friend.
Thank you, Joel. I hope you're doing as good as you sound. Hello and welcome to all the viewers joining in. HOPS FC taking on Gokulam Kerala Football Club. And there's the time, a star-studded lineup in Gokulam Kerala, making their way through to the stadium.
A lot of challenges in the first
Three
game
crucial points.
because it was too hot for us to play. We had less time to regroup and play our first game. But looking at the areas where we could have improved, as you rightly said, in the attacking third, we did not go through in the box, which was disappointment. But again, that game is over. We need to look forward. At least we are successful in getting 1 point, and the still league is still a lot of games to prove ourselves. So yeah, we could have whatever we have left behind. Today's game, we want to improve on that.
what kind of a game are you expecting against the debutants Corps?
So when I see this game, in the first game, they lost the game, but they were quite good in some patches, especially in the defensive area. They wanted to win the ball quickly as early as possible. So I'm expecting that they will come they're going to put all their players out there and try to go for the 3 points because it's a home for them. But now we're going to take that. We just want to explore. We just want to use all the weaknesses what they have done in their first game and take our chances as early as possible.
So those are the words from Anthony Andrews. I can't help but smile. It was too hot, he said, Junaid. I mean, it was too hot for both sides. So there really isn't that much of an excuse, and the heat can't be a factor when both teams are playing in similar conditions. So reminds me a little bit of Xavi's excuse book there. The grass was too big or was too long, or we're not used to playing at night. I'm afraid the first game was not good enough for Gokulam Kerala. They have to improve in this game. And, well, here it is. to both sides. All the best from here at the commentary box. The lineups for HOPS FC: Anshika, Parmila, Mamta, Sharda and Kipkin at the back, Arti, Gladys and Shailja, Jyoti, Frederica, Neha, Razia, Puja, Nyosu, Samuel, Varshika, Tanu, Kanchan, Rebecca, Ritu and Kajal on the bench for HOPS FC. So, I mean, I'm not a fan of using the meteorological conditions as a factor because you're playing with home conditions, so it just it was both sides had the same conditions. Now lineup for Gokulam: Beatrice, Roja, Durga, Asha and Kritina, Tamang, Shilki, Dangmei, Grace, the captain, Gugulot, Veronica and Sandy. On the bench: Somya, Ratan, Babi Ralte, Manasa, Martina, Owiti, Shubangi, Muskan and Paya. The head coach, of course, Anthony Samson Andrews. So Junaid, what do you make of what we've just heard so far from both coaches?
The lineup for HOPS FC: Ritu, Rebecca, and Anushka Samuel have been benched today, and their places have been taken up by Arti, Elja, and Jyoti. They are the starting 11 for this game. For Gokulam, it's the same lineup that they fielded against Seku FC at their home, but there is movement on the bench. There's Martina, there's Ratambala Devi, who are on the bench, the experienced pros, the India nationals. Also, there is Quibi, Okic, Oviti, the Kenyan international, along with Tomya Narayan Swami, the goalkeeper. They start on the bench for this fixture.
So both sides are getting ready for a pivotal, crucial game today. HOPS, of course, lost their first encounter to kickstart by 3-0. And Gokulam Kerala need to improve from that lethargical home display that they had against Setu FC, where they drew a stalemate at 0-0. They drew a blank. Much is being said about this Gokulam side trying to go for their 4th consecutive IWL title. The referees Rachana, Hamshu Kamani, Chimchim Serto, Dibala Devi Alangbam. So the refereeing quartet is up and running there, as you can see on the images. But much is being said about this Gokulam side going for their 4th consecutive championship. And I have to say that, Junaid, going by what we saw from the first game, and I know it's just the first game, but they're not going to have it all their way, are they, this season?
Well, looks like it, but they do have enough firepower in their lineup. You never know, today could be the day wherein they come all guns blazing. Remember, it's a relatively inexperienced HOPS FC side, but on the other hand, Gokulam is a strong, star-studded lineup in a lot of stars, a lot of India international under-17s, under-20s. Yes, they do have certain players going out of their squad, but I think they can do the job done today. But let's hope and see how it pans out for the next 90 minutes or so, because it's going to be one cracking game. HOPS playing at home, Gokulam trying to chase. It was more of a 2 points drop for them against Setu, but they would definitely be eyeing for all the 3 points to grab here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi.
So as you rightly mentioned, Junaid there, my co-commentator, Gokulam will be needing these 3 valuable points here in Delhi, the capital of India, of course. And the HOPS need to somehow figure out a way to, control this Gokulam side, who, let's not forget, and I do emphasize this again, are seeking a 4th consecutive IWL title. We're here live from the Ambedkar Stadium. My name is Joel Williams, my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed, and we are bringing you this game live here from the IWL 23-24. So, Junaid, we've already discussed the sides. There's been some changes. what do you make of, or how do you think? Let's put the coach's cap on for a second, Junaid. I know you love to do that. What do Hops have to do to try and control and smother this Gokulam side?
Well, to begin with, they'll have to be much organized at the back because they were a bit lackluster, a bit mediocre in the first 15-25 minutes or so in the first game. After that, after they conceded those 2 goals early on, it was all a chasing game for them. They'll have to be organized, play the ball, and we are underway here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi. They'll have to try and dig deep as far as their backline is concerned, because we all know the attacking prowess Gokulam Kerala FC have. Yes, they couldn't quite convert those attacks into goals in the previous fixture against Setu, but they still have a pretty strong lineup.
You're right in saying that Gokulam do have a very strong lineup, and it's going to be interesting to see. Of course, Anthony Andrews, the head coach, wants to score goals as early as possible. The HOPS FC head coach was very confident that his team were going to score a goal or 2 today. So both sides are confident in their firepower, in their attacking team. Of course, HOPS with Neha and Frederica, the Ghanaian, and Gokulam with Sandy, Veronica, Tamang, Gugulo, Dang Mary Grace. It really is a star-studded side for Gokulam Kerala, and HOPS will have to find a way to try and reduce this outcome here today.
Gokulam got the ball there and thereabout in the first game. There were some excellent drilling deliveries coming from the center of the pitch, from Shilki Devi as well as from Tangmei Grace. They got to both sides of the pitch. The distribution was perfect, but got those crosses in, weren't clinical enough in front of the goal. Would like to see more of Veronica in this game, because she got a few chances but couldn't quite get it on target.
She did get a few chances in that game against Kickstart, although for me the best player that they had on the pitch was Gladys. She hit the crossbar twice. It will be interesting to see how Gladys does react to that in her role as a number 10 in the center of the park, midfield, dominating the tempo of the game and so forth. So it's just going to be an interesting game here. Of course, a second consecutive game for HOPS, and well, we were discussing previously last week about the home advantage. It's going to be crucial for HOPS to at least get a positive result from this game, isn't it, Junaid? Especially after losing that first game to Kickstart at home. Ball is down the wing, down the flank. That's going to be a throw-in for HOPS FC deep inside Gokulam territory. So it's going to be crucial, isn't it, Junaid, for HOPS to get a result here today at home once again, second consecutive game, isn't it?
That's right. It's going to be tough because we all know how deadly Gokulam could be when they get forward. But then again, still early days. They'll have to get the tempo right. Try and minimize the errors that were caused in the first game. You'll have to be organized at the back. Be much more methodical, so to say, and try and get those balls there and thereabout. Try and get the players playing further forward in Neha more involved in the game early on and see where it takes them from there on.
Junaid, I got a very simple question for you. Why do you think Gokulam drew their first game against Setu? I mean, they were heavy favorites. Why was that lackluster performance by Anthony Andrews' ladies? What was the reason behind that? What do you think?
I did watch the game again, and I could figure out they were outdone by a tactical masterclass. Let's make no mistake about it, because Setu FC were brilliant defensively. They went there with a plan and executed that to perfection. And Gokulam, like I mentioned, they got the ball. I mean, they kept the possession for about 65% or 60% to say the least for the entirety of the game. But then again, couldn't quite convert those chances. It looks like they were a bit too rusty. Maybe some players have gone out. They were trying a new formation. with who plays in, who sits out. So it was the first game, but I'm quite sure this team is going to come strong because, like we did mention earlier, and we have been mentioning Gokulam every now and then, because they do have enough firepower in their squad to turn things around at any given stage of the game.
So I do agree with you there, Junaid, that Gokulam do have enough firepower for for this uh, for this game and for this league. So it's going to be interesting to see how both of these sides react to their adverse results from the first game. Ball is with Hops FC. If you're joining us now, Hops FC, of course, are in white. Gokulam Kerala are in their away kit in yellow. So it's been a bit of a mixed season so far for Gokulam Kerala, not just in women's football, of course, but also in the men's division. They're not performing as perhaps anyone expected in the I League, and in the KPL also they're not performing as many expected. They lost the game yesterday 2-1 to Real Malabar in the Kerala Premier League. So it's not all going plain sailing for the Gokulam Football Club institution. And of course, the women here today are looking to make amends of that and try and notch up their first victory of the season. Like my commentator said, Junaid, they do have the firepower, they have the ability, they have stunning players. Of course, many of them are Indian internationals. So, I mean, it's just they are heavy odds on favourites to win, aren't they, Junaid?
They are, when you have the likes of Anju Tamang, Soumya Guglot, you've got the likes of Veronica, the Ghanaian international, and there is Sandhya Ranganathan, who has been one of the prolific scorers for them, scored 9 goals so far for Gokulam Kerala. You are out to see some performances coming from this team.
Just stay away, move, just move.
So you can hear some of the coaches' instructions there on the background. Corner kick for Gokulam Kerala. Ball is now again with Hops. That was the second corner kick of the game for Gokulam. Hops clear the ball away. Looking for Frederica, number 6, the Ghanaian player. Although now number 22, Tamang, gathers possession once again. Cross coming in, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Anshika. If there was one positive to take from that game for Hops FC in the first encounter against Kickstart, I think the goalkeeper played a relatively good game of football. Here comes Gladys, though. Number 10 with a cross with the outside of her foot, straight into the hands of her compatriot, Beatrice. A lot of Ghanaians coming to the IWL, aren't they, Junaid? We got Beatrice, we got
Yes, that's
Veronica
right.
here for Gokulam, we got Frederica and Gladys. So we got 4 Ghanaians from the 22 ladies on the pitch today. What makes, and this is a genuine question, what makes the IWL or Indian football so attractive for these young ladies to make the jump all the way from Ghana to India? Opportunity here for Gokulam, hold on to that. And that is a goal kick. So Junaid, what makes the IWL so interesting for the foreigners?
But it's a league on the rise. It's a good platform for the players who are on the verge of breaking it through to the biggest stage, and who have been performing really well for the Women's League in their respective countries. We've seen the likes of Manisha Kalyan, we've seen the likes of El Shaddai from Gokulam. Soumya Gogulat was with Dinamo Zagreb. We've got a lot of players who have realized their European dreams. There's a chance for Sandhya Ranganathan. Gives it back to Soumya. Soumya again with a cross. Takes the deflection and looks like that has gone out for a throw-in to Gokulam Kerala, I believe. So it's a good platform for all these players who are involved with the IWL. We have seen players in the past who have made it through to Europe. There's, like I mentioned, Soumya Gogula, Jyoti Chauhan was another one. Kiran Pisda, MK Kashmina was another player from Eastern Sporting Union who went to Dinamo Zagreb. Sabitra Bhandari, who can forget, made it through to the Israel Women's League.
A lot of players have gone to Croatia, to Dinamo Zagreb. It seems to be a favorite destination for these young ladies of the IWL, Croatia or even Cyprus. Apollon Limassol, I think 3 or 4 players from Indian football left to Apollon Limassol and also Dinamo Zagreb. So there is an avenue here for these young ladies to explore, and of course it just goes to show that football is or has the potential here, especially women's football in India, to grow and grow exponentially years and years and years. So all the very best for all these young ladies competing here today. Ball is with Gokulam Kerala once more, playing it back down the wing. Ball is with Frederica. Nice surging run. Shot coming in, and that goes high and wide. This time by the Ghanaian number 6. But that was a good opening for HOPS FC, wasn't it, Junaid?
Well, that was a good breakout by Frederica on the right-hand side. Yes, well, they'll have to keep doing it consistently, because that's exactly where they lacked last time. Because they got the ball in there and thereabout on quite a number of occasions, with Gladys getting 4 shots on target, but 2 of them hitting the woodwork straight at the goalkeeper, this time by Sandhya Ranganathan. They'll have to keep doing that consistently. Put Gokulam Kerala on some sort of pressure at least, and see what comes out from.
Ball is now with HOPS FC. That was Gladys running the show so far. Good defending this time by Gokulam. Ball is for Tamang. Ball now for Gokulam Kerala once more. Nice little opening here for the Malabarians. As Gugulot can't find a way through. Ball hoiked into the box and cleared away though by HOPS FC. The defending so far has been solid by HOPS. And they're recovering possession quickly. Much better than what they did against Kickstart FC, although that ball there by Gladys, the number 10 Ghanaian midfield maestro, didn't find her partner in crime, number 7 Neha. Ball once again for Gokulam Kerala. That is Veronica holding the ball up. Veronica once more, beautiful ball for Tamang. She was offside. That was a good move, wasn't it, Junaid?
That was a good move. You'll have to time those runs to perfection. Anju Tamang, well, had she been onside on that occasion, I mean, that would have definitely gone down as a chance begging. You rightly mentioned they are moving the ball pretty swiftly this time around. HOPS FC were a bit lackluster in the first 25 minutes when they conceded 2 goals. A bit disoriented at the back, but from then on they played a bit impressive, I would say, hitting the woodwork twice, and then they did give enough time and space for kickstart early on, but then again it was they were closing down a bit early and were on the game for the remainder of the 65 minutes in the first match. Yes, it looks like a better team the way they have shaped up for the first 14 minutes or so in this game so far.
So 14 minutes have gone here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. Still deadlocked at 0-0. Perhaps the best chance falling for HOPS FC with Veronica, with Frederica. Veronica there trying to leave the ball go through, and it's a throw in now for Gokulam Kerala. This is going to be taken by number 27 Gugulot. Gugulot gets the ball back again. Gugulot, nice little run there by Gugulot. It's going to be a free kick for Gokulam. It's going to be a dangerous free kick. They do have a lot of aerial presence in the team with Veronica and Tamang and Sandy. So it's going to be an interesting free kick from a very interesting position here for Gokulam Kerala. 15 minutes in, these are the chances that Anthony Andrews really wants her ladies to take. Look at that possession. 71% for Gokulam, 29 for Hops. But still, it is deadlocked at 0-0. So, Asha will take this free kick. It's going to be an outswinger. Ball into the box. Keeper flaps at it. Manages to get a fingertip on that, and Anshika clears the ball away. Junaid, how are you seeing this Gokulam side lining up here today? What are they doing differently, perhaps, than what they did against Setu?
Well, they have maintained the possession. That's exactly what they did in the first game. And again, it hasn't been into those areas in front of the goal. That is exactly where the problem was. And well, it hasn't been much to choose between the two games they have been a part of so far. It's still the same process that they have followed for the first 16 minutes so far in this game. We'll have to wait and see if Veronica gets involved enough in the game to give them a lead getting into the other side of those 16 minutes. But so far, it's just been a very similar start to what we saw against Setu FC.
It has been a bit, again, lackluster by Gokulam Kerala. I mean, I was expecting them to start a bit quicker, but it almost feels as if after so many years dominating Indian women's football, that the other teams are slowly starting to find them out. I mean, it's becoming exponentially harder for them to break down this Hops defense. Is that because Hops are playing a very good defensive game today, or is it a question of Gokulam lacking that cutting edge? What do you think, Junaid?
Well, I think they have lacked cutting edge, no doubt about it. There's no two ways about it. Plus, yes, Hops FC for sure have been pretty much better organized this time around. No mistake about it. But you would definitely expect Gokulam to come with all guns blazing. That hasn't been the story so far here at the Ambedkar Stadium today. But we'll still have to wait and see if there is something coming up from them. We'll like to see Anju Tamang drilling those balls from wide positions towards the center. That has been on a couple of occasions, but haven't been consistent enough. We'll have to keep those positions being there and thereabout. Don't fall into the offside trap. That has happened once with Anju, and they'll have to get the job done. There's no two ways about it, because this league, there's a very less margin for error as far as this league is concerned. The games keep coming thick and fast. If you keep dropping points, there's not going to be any comeback. I would love to see how they pan out against East Bengal FC. They are definitely one of the top sides in this competition, the way they have played their first fixture.
Let's not forget, we have to still see Odisha FC, of course, the ISL side, how they perform. They have made some stellar signings. A lot of room has been made about this Odisha FC side. They look like the real deal this season. A lot of obviously news on the media about their team and so forth. We will be seeing them, I think, tomorrow against Sports Odisha in the Odisha Derby. So that's going to be a very interesting encounter, to say the least. But focusing on this game now, ball into the box for Gokulam Kerala, cleared away though by Hops FC, not Hoops, my bad. Genuine error and mistake there from my side. It's another delightful ball there by Gladys. Veronica is through on the one. She skips past Beatrice. Angle is a bit too tight. And the opportunity goes a begging. But that was HOPS FC slicing Gokulam open. And that is a very dangerous precedent for Gokulam. Is it not, Junaid? I mean, how easy did HOPS just run through the defense there?
That was a good opening for them. For sure, Federica would have loved Gladys or Neha to make those runs on the other side of the pitch and wait for a cross to come their way. That wasn't the case to be. Had they had enough presence inside the box, that could have been a completely different story altogether. But the game goes on 20 minutes into the play and still teams are yet to break the deadlock. But it was a good opportunity early on in the game for HOPS FC.
Free kick for HOPS. Holding their own against the perennial title challengers and contenders. Ball for Beatrice back in the Gokulam Kerala goal. 21 minutes have gone through. Of course, we're live on our YouTube chat, so if you do have any queries, any questions, anything you want to discuss about, drop us a message on hashtag AskTheCommentators. I'll be scrolling through the YouTube chat trying to figure out the best questions to answer, the most interesting ones. I'll give you guys a shout out also. Ball is now with Gokulam. That's Veronica into the box. Plays it back to Tamang. Still has possession, Tamang. And that goes out of play, I think, for a goal kick for HOPS FC. The HOPS FC defense today has been superb, hasn't it, Junaid?
It has been way too much organized. This is exactly what Mr. Om Prakash Chibber was talking about. They wanted to be more organized, more resilient at the back, and this is exactly what we are getting to see in the first half in the match. They haven't had enough possession. But the way, whenever they have got the ball, they have tried to make the most out of it, have got the ball in those positions, have opened up Gokulam once. But yes, they are not making it way too easy for Gokulam, at least for now.
My friend Junaid, as a coach, I can tell you possession is a myth. I mean, I've seen teams, I remember not so long ago, I think it was 6, 7, 8 years ago, Celtic beat Barcelona in the Champions League game, and Barcelona had 90% possession, and they beat them 2-1 at Parkhead Stadium in Scotland. So possession is all but a myth. All what counts is how many goals you can score and how you actually score the goals. It doesn't matter how many passes, how much of the ball you have. If you do nothing with it, nothing's going to happen. And once again, the penetrating pass was not there for Gokulam Kerala. I mean, Junaid, they are having the possession, as you rightly pointed out, but the question is, what are they doing with that possession?
That's exactly the replica that we are seeing here from the first game. They didn't do much with the possession they had in the first game, and this is exactly the performance you get to see here at the Ambedkar Stadium. That was Ravi Kumar Punya, short while back, trying to instruct his players. It's been a good performance so far. How did you see this coming, Joel? Because when I was preparing for this game, I expected Gokulam to come down and hit the ground running from the get-go, but hasn't been the case so far for the first 24 minutes. No goals scored from Gokulam. I was expecting Gokulam to at least score 2 goals by the 30 minutes or so. Hasn't been the story so far.
No, I mean, I was expecting a tight game here today, and I think that HOPS had a lot to prove and a lot of myths to dispel from that first game against Kickstart. And I think Gokulam, I'm going to be brutally honest here, I think that echoing the words of Eric Ten Hag cycles come to an end. And I really do think that this season, if Gokulam managed to win the IWL this season under Anthony Andrews, I think it's going to eclipse the achievement of the last 2 or 3 years where they've won it. Because this season, for me, in my view, is going to be the toughest season for the Gokulam women to win the IWL. Everyone's already figured them out. Everyone knows how to play against them. And now the onus is on Gokulam to try and continue performing. And the question that I pose is, how will the ladies react to the pressure of being the reigning champions? How will they react to the pressure of having so many thousands of people rooting for them? And so far, in 90 plus 25 minutes, that's around 120 minutes of football, they haven't scored a single goal in 120 minutes of football. I mean, would you have said that from Gokulam in the last 2 or 3 seasons, Junaid, that they were not going to score a goal in 120 minutes of football?
I wouldn't say that, because this was a team who scored 53 in the previous edition of IWL, averaging more than, I would say, 5 goals per season, including the knockouts, or 4 goals. But yes, 115-20 minutes also without a goal is something that you would never expect out of Gokulam. These two teams did meet last season, wherein Gokulam came triumphs, wherein they won the game by 3-0. All the goal scorers in that game for Gokulam not featuring today. But you would expect with the firepower they have, with the Indian stars they have in their lineup, to come better and get the job done for their team as soon as possible. Get those 3 points, get the job done, sit back, get those changes in, get those players sitting on the bench, give them some game time. That has to be the strategy. Hasn't been the case so far for Gokulam.
I mean, for me, it would be concerning, because if I was one of the teams that scored the most goals in the last 2 or 3 seasons, and here I am after one game and 120 minutes of football, and I haven't scored a single goal, and to be very fair, haven't had a clear-cut chance in 120 minutes. It's not just Junaid, it's not just scoring a goal in 120 minutes. It's pretty much not carving either Setu or HOPS FC open in 120 minutes. That is the most concerning part of it, because if you haven't scored a goal but the goalkeeper's made amazing saves. Chance here though for Veronica. Oh, that was a gilt edge opportunity for Gokulam Kerala, and squandered by the number 19 Veronica, the Ghanaian striker. That is what I'm talking about. Now they finally carved HOPS open, but perhaps going back to the game against Setu and this game, this is the best chance they've had in 120 minutes of football, and that for me is bewildering.
That should have been into the back of the net, and again, at least try and hit the target, make the goalkeeper work for that, and that hasn't been the case. Especially Veronica has lacked that finesse up front, hasn't been able to finish clinically enough for the opportunities she has had. There's one thing that I would like to point about HOPS. They did give a lot of time and space for kickstart in that game, but if you see in this game in particular, they are trying to close down players in those attacking moves, trying to have them short-lived whenever there is an attack coming in. That is one change that I have spotted so far in the first half an hour of play from HOPS FC. They did that in that game as well, but that came after having conceded 2 goals. But this time it has been from the get-go.
That's a poor goal kick there by Anshika. Ball is with Gokulam Kerala. That's Gugulot now with possession. Shot coming in. It goes over the bar. There just seems to be a lack of coordination, like a dysfunctionality of this Gokulam side. The ladies are playing in their right positions, but it seems to me like there seems to be a sort of dysfunctionality about this Gokulam side. The way they're playing, like they're making their own battles, they're fighting their own battles individually. I don't see them with that connection as a team like they had the past 2 or 3 seasons. And that is what makes a champion side, when you play as a team. But I'm just not seeing that today from this Gokulam side. I haven't seen that so far this season, Junaid. That's concerning also.
That is right, and there's no finesse or that free-flowing football that we normally see from Gokulam, because they don't seem to be coordinated. That's what I would want to mention here. And yes, that's a worrying sign, because you are already into the second game and you haven't quite sorted out what exactly you want to do on the pitch and who's going to play where and how. That is definitely one of the few questions that Anthony Andrews would love to answer, or perhaps try and find answers to going forward in this league.
We saw just now that there was 75% possession for Gokulam, 25% for HOPS FC. And once again, I stress and I emphasize this enough: possession is a myth. Gokulam, if you look at those stats, if you just look at those stats right now, you might think, wow, Gokulam are completely dominating the game. They're having chance after chance after chance. The reality is they're not. And most of the possession is coming here, where we're watching right now at the back, and where HOPS FC can just sit back and soak in the pressure. And that's what they're doing so well, HOPS FC. And now here's a chance, though, for HOPS. Ball, though, for Gladys, looking for Frederica, sorry. Cleared away, though, by Gokulam. But HOPS recover possession once again. Gladys with a strike from distance. That's a good effort and a very good save by Beatrice. HOPS are playing a very good game of football. Gokulam, once again, have been disappointing so far. And I just cannot put my finger on it where it's going wrong for them this season so far. I know it's only been 1.5 games, but here comes Veronica. Nice, powerful run there by the Ghanaian number 19. No foul, says the referee. Goal kick for HOPS FC. Yet again, more solid defending by the ladies in white, who are, well, they're certainly showing there are no pushovers here today at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. Gokulam came into this game believing and thinking that they were perhaps the favorites coming into here. And, well, it hasn't gone all their way, and this lady has a lot of say in that. Gladys is playing a very good game of football today. She is the key midfielder for HOPS. Junaid, it's been superb so far by HOPS, hasn't it?
It has been. They have exceeded a lot of expectations, I would say. Because, like I mentioned, I expected Gokulam Kerala to come with all guns blazing. Hasn't been the case so far. Plus, Gladys has been a major factor. Again, a shot on target from way outside the box. Long range shot, making Beatrice work on that occasion. Like you mentioned, like we have been mentioning, Gokulam, well, they'll have to come out and find solutions. Try and have that coordinated sort of attack going into the final third. It's been HOPS who have run the show so far. Yes, you're right in saying numbers are mere numbers. It's what you do with the ball that makes all the difference. There you see again HOPS getting on a bit of ascendancy in this game. 34 minutes and yet to break the deadlock for these teams.
And I'll repeat this again because I really do think it's the truth. If Gokulam managed to somehow win this IWL, I think that would be the biggest achievement over the last 4 years, because it just doesn't feel right, does it? This team just doesn't feel right now. There's something missing, a spark, an energy, something. Here come HOPS once again, shot coming in. Another good save by Beatrice. Hops are peppering the Gokulam goal. They might have less possession, but they've had more shots on target than Gokulam. And those are chances that are being created and fathomed by Hops FC. Nice defending once again, clinical defending by the ladies in white. That's number 27 now, that's Jyoti clearing the ball away. 35 minutes into the game. Gokulam continue to struggle to find the opposition, not the opposition net, but to find a chance to try and score a goal. They've only created one clear-cut chance, as we see a replay of that effort once again by Hops. Junaid, Gokulam have only created one clear-cut chance. That is concerning, isn't it?
That is concerning. And well, in the previous game, you did see Anju and Sandhya. Is there an opportunity now? But straight at the goalkeeper, was way too straight on that occasion. Was trying to find one of those yellow shirts lurking in the middle. Couldn't quite get the ball in those proper channels. Anju from wide on the left. Yes, you're right. Plus, there's one more thing that, if you have noticed, Hops definitely are the hungrier of the two sides. They are showing that fighting spirit, trying to win those 50-50 battles. There you see once again, not giving enough time and space on the ball for the girls in yellow.
That is a very important thing that you just mentioned. Here come Gokulam though. Tamang with the ball, she on side. Cut back, cleared away though by Hops. She was offside in the end. That is something very important that you just mentioned there, Junaid. The hunger to win. Gokulam have won the IWL for 3 years in a row. Perhaps the hunger to win is not there anymore. It's like they don't have a point to prove. They've done it all, seen it all, conquered it all in India and also abroad. The hunger perhaps is missing there by Gokulam. And Hops, this new player in the scene, young ladies running up and down, putting their bodies on the line. They look a hungry bunch here today, and it's showing in the performance. Once again, look at that. That was, again, some clinical defending, not allowing Veronica the space all the time to turn and twist. So that's a very important word that you used. Hops look hungrier. And for those of you watching online on our YouTube channel, thinking, well, what's that got to do with football? Well, it's the determination, the hunger to win, the hunger for success, the hunger to become better than you were yesterday. As that shot comes in straight into the hands of Anshika, that hunger determines how hard you go in the game, the 50-50s, the tackles, putting your body on the line, that determination. And that is something that Hops FC are having today in abundance. Gokulam, once again, mimicking the first game that we saw against Setu. They're lacking it. Look at that, once that tackle again. I think this time it was Gladys. It was a 50-50 challenge and she won it again. And that is what I'm trying to say, that these challenges of 50-50 tackles, Hops are winning all of them. And that goes to show, goes to tell me, not just as a commentator, but as a coach, they want it more. They desire it more, don't they, Junaid?
Yes, that's absolutely right. They have come here with a point to prove. They are a bit inexperienced side when you compare it with Gokulam Kerala FC, with a lot of India internationals as well. And well, they are here trying to tell all the viewers watching in and their fans that we are not just mere rollovers. We are here to put in a fight, and that's exactly what we have seen so far in the first 39 minutes or so. They have tried to win those 50-50 battles, have got a few shots on target, more than Gokulam. And well, it's I won't be surprised if they are out to get a goal.
Ball is with Gladys. Gladys with a shot. Another good save there by Beatrice. Gladys is running the show here today for Hops FC, showing tremendous power, showing tremendous enthusiasm, determination, with a sprinkle of panache along the way. She is dictating terms, Commander-in-Chief Gladys is running the show here today for Hops. Ball is with Veronica, and again, look at that, just the hunger, the determination by this Hops FC side not to be beaten at all costs is really refreshing. It really is, Junaid. And well, we've seen the referee in the middle there. Nothing of note to say about the referee. She's done a very good job so far, hasn't she?
Well, she's been absolutely on spot. Has controlled the game. It has been a clean game so far, and that's exactly how it has been right throughout. This is the fourth game that we are doing, and nothing of that nature that we have seen.
Dharme Grace, number 30, the captain for Gokulam Kerala. She has been awfully quiet, awfully out of the picture, and awfully grey, to say the least. Gokulam need her on the ball. Free kick there for Gokulam into the box. That could be perhaps an avenue for Gokulam. Free kicks, long balls into the box. I mean, they're not finding any glory or any joy trying to control possession, playing the ball out from the back. So perhaps balls into the box will be their saving grace. Aman with a shot. He goes over the bar. But Dharme Grace has been awfully quiet and awfully grey, Junaid. How important is it that she starts firing on all cylinders for Gokulam?
Well, she is the most experienced player on the pitch with 74 India appearances to her credit, and she has been kept relatively quiet. She was actively involved in the first game against Setu FC, wherein she was distributing the ball quite well to left and right on the flanks, but in this game so far has been kept relatively quiet by the Hops defenders. Well, she has to be more actively involved in the next 45 minutes or so if Gokulam are to score. Here's Sandy trying to cut it inside the box, gets the cross in, headed away again by the defense.
It's just been a very good performance so far by Hops FC. Defensive-wise, they're not allowing Gokulam any time or any space. And then when they do try to hit them on the break, they've been relatively successful with that also, with 4 or 5 shots on target already in this match. It's just been a very interesting game, to say the least. Ball is with Gokulam Kerala this time, looking to try and find a goal before the half-time interval. Interesting mention there by Harsha Bardhan from our YouTube channel. Dangme is a winger playing mostly as a CDM, very new role. Why do you think she's playing as a CDM and not in a natural position? And is that a tactical mistake by the head coach, Anthony Andrews? What do you think, Junaid?
Well, there are players sitting out on the bench, but mainly because of the superiority she possesses. Well, it's definitely not the wisest of decisions to make those changes, but maybe there could be a philosophy that Anthony Andrews might be trying to follow. Not quite sure why he's exactly doing that, because looks like there are enough players with who play in those similar positions. Maybe trying to change somebody like Grace, who has a lot more experience than the others.
I have a rule of thumb when I coach. I put my players where they have to play. That is the best position for her. Then she plays there. It's as simple as that. I mean, trying new things is a beautiful run there for Gokulam. Trying new things can be risky, and so far it's not proving a success. Gokulam. This is Frederica. I mean, Dharme Grace has that is a natural position as a CDM, new role for her, but I don't think it's working out, and I think questions have to be asked about why she's playing where she's playing and not in her natural position, Junaid.
That's right. They do have players sitting out on the bench as well. There's Martina, there's Ratnbala who play as midfielders as well. So could have been, should have been. Again, there's no ifs, buts, and maybes in football. So you'll have to try and start with the best possible 11 or the best possible formation that you think could get the job done on a given day. Well, that's the question to be answered. Why she is playing as a CDM in this game.
Is it perhaps there's going to be 2 minutes of added on time here? I'll come back to that now, Junaid, because I have perhaps an interesting theory for all of you guys watching and for you, Junaid, also. Chance there! Oh, finally! Tamang opens the scoring for Gokulam Kerala. Well, it is 1-0. Andrew Tamang with the goal for Gokulam. I mean, I can't say it's been coming because HOPS FC perhaps have been the better side. But Gokulam finally, after nearly 1.5 games, get themselves on the scoreboard in the IWL 22-23. Junaid, over to you.
Right, she was left unmarked over there. The ball came in loopy. Well, the defender, number 4, was off her man down there, and well, it was into the back of the net straight away. It was completely against the run of play because HOPS did dominate the first 44 minutes or so, and then again, well, that's what the quality sides do. Whenever they get an opportunity, they try and seize it, and that's exactly what Anju Tamang did on that occasion, giving a I wouldn't call it a well-deserved lead, but yes, then an opportunity again for Anju Tamang, takes it on the left, but straight at Anshika this time.
Now this is the Gokulam Kerala that we were expecting.
In their way, Joel.
Yeah, this is the Gokulam Kerala that we were all expecting maybe from game 1, wasn't it, Junaid? I mean, this is the side that now you feel like the shackles have been lifted, the pressure has almost instantly evaporated, and it feels like a new team, doesn't it?
Well, that's right, and you would see a bit more spunk in their feet going forward in the next 45 minutes or so. This is exactly what they wanted. They wanted to break that deadlock, get on the score sheet, and try and make things happen.
So they put Anju, I believe, Harsha Bardhan again making a very interesting point. They changed Anju's wing. She was playing on the opposite side, and they put her back in her natural position. Chance here for Gokulam again. Oh, what a cracking save by Anshika. And that is a half-time interval. A goal by Anju Tamang separates both of these sides here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. It goes to show just what can happen when you play players in their natural positions. Anju Tamang had been disappeared for almost 45 minutes, shifts to a natural wing, and she scores a goal. So, stats, Junaid, all over to you.
Right, 74% of the ball was enjoyed by Gokulam Kerala as against 26% for HOPS FC. 10 shots and 4 on target for Gokulam as against 4 and 3 on target for HOPS FC. 4 fouls for Gokulam compared to 2. No yellow cards or red cards in the game so far. 2 corners for Gokulam and nil for HOPS. Here are the shots for HOPS FC, 4 in total. 2 for Gladys from out of range and 2 for Jyoti from just outside the box. For Gokulam Kerala FC, 10 shots were taken. 3 by Sandy, 3 by Anju Tamang, 2 for Somya Gogolot, Dangme Grace and Veronica with 1 shot apiece. Here are the fouls committed by HOPS FC, Gladys and Pramila with 1 foul. For Gokulam Kerala, Durga committing two fouls, Dangme and Silky at the center of the pitch with one foul to their names.
So that is the end of the first half here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium ground in Delhi. Do join us back for more action in the second half. We will leave you now with the highlights of that first 45 minutes. Do join us back in around 10 to 12 minutes' time and join me, Joe Williams, and my co-commentator, Junaid Ahmed, for more action live here from the IWL 23-24. So we're back here once again for the start of the second half. A nail-biting first half saw Gokulam take a last gasp lead into this game. Looks like there's going to be a change for a couple of changes, for triple change, in fact, for HOPS FC. Number 9 replacing number 18, and number 12 replacing number 7. So that's Neha out, Shailja out. It's time for the restart of this IWL game. Alongside me, I have my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed. Junaid, 2 changes for HOPS FC. How do you see that panning out?
Well, they have gotten out and out forward for the remainder of the 45 minutes in the match. They'll have to try and regroup, get that goal out of their system, out of their minds as soon as possible. Regroup, refocus. Had a good 45 minutes up until then, and it was just a lapse in concentration that was the cause of that goal. Mila couldn't quite mark the player in front of her. It was an open sort of a goal for Anjita almost. And players of that quality would not miss from that position.
Yeah, you're right. You can't give players like Damang any space whatsoever because they will punish you. And that's what she did there and then. It's going to be interesting to see how this this second half does pan out here for both of these sides. Of course, looking for the first wins of the season, both of these teams. It's going to be a throw-in this time for HOPS FC. So how did that goal in the last few seconds of the first half affect or change the dressing room talk for both of these sides, for HOPS and for Gokulam, Junaid?
For HOPS, they shouldn't be worried about what has happened. Yes, they have gone a goal down, but they have been resilient, as I have always mentioned. They have looks like there was sort of an appeal there, but nothing says the ref. Well, they have been good up until that point, and it was a lapse in concentration. Yes, they will be affected because they played better football for most parts of those 45. They got a few chances, a few shots taken on target, especially from Gladys, from out of range, from way outside the 30-yard box. Well, for Gokulam, it should definitely do their confidence a world of good because their first strike, a first goal in 3 halves they have been a part of here at IWL, and you should see some spring in the way they move the ball around for the remainder of the 45 minutes here at the Ambedkar Stadium in this match.
So for HOPS, the 2 changes, Tanu and Pooja coming on for Shailja and Neha, so more attacking look to the HOPS FC side. Let's not forget their head coach was confident, adamant that they were going to score a goal here today against Gokulam. It hasn't happened as of yet, still a long way to go. Tamang now on the ball with possession. Cleared away though again by HOPS, but this time the trouble, Junaid, with HOPS now trailing by 1-0 is they can't sit back and soak the pressure. They have to go for the game. And the moment they start doing that, that's going to create spaces for Gokulam to then thread the ball through and pass their way into the opposition half, like we're seeing here right now. That's Tamang once more. Nice ball for the number 22 down the wing, and crowded out this time by the HOPS FC players. But that's going to create space, isn't it, Junaid, for Gokulam to exploit the moment that HOPS try to go for the game?
Well, that's right, but again the question arises, would Gokulam would be going for those red balls or find themselves clinical enough in front of the goal? We haven't seen that so far, barring that one opportunity that Anju Tamang got. Yes, HOPS are going for it, especially that confirms from the changes they have made in trying to get Tanu and Pooja on the pitch. There will be chances, there will be more goals. At least I would think so in the game, but it's going to be all important to see who scores next. Is it going to be Hops? Well, Gladys has had her opportunities and she has taken some strikes on target. It was the case in the previous game as well, wherein she struck some decent balls on target but couldn't quite get it into the back of the net, and has been the same case so far for her. Yes, a goal for Hops would definitely set cat amongst the pigeons. They'll have to work a bit hard for the victory here, Gokulam Kerala. Another 40 minutes or so will narrate what's gonna come in our way as far as this match is concerned.
Well, no one said that retaining a league title is easy. One time, 2 times is difficult, 3 times, well, that team becomes immortal. Here comes Veronica once more. Nice little bit of skill there by Veronica. Tamang now in the clear. Tamang with a chance. Looking, oh, slices the ball wide. Oh, she should have perhaps squared the ball there to Veronica, who was making a darting run into the 6-yard box. Tamang, well, committing the cardinal sin. Greed. Gluttony. That ball is now for Hops FC. Number 5, this is Kipgan. Kipgan now clears the ball away into touch, but straight away back into Gokulam possession. Nice little turn there. Tamang with possession once more in a dangerous position. Nice looking ball for Gokulam. That shot safely into the hands of Anshika. Junaid, if Tamang had squared the ball there, Junaid, Veronica
she had
was
presence
1-on-1
inside the box. There were girls lurking for that ball coming their way. There were presence of yellow shirts in the middle, and all she had to do was square that one across, and that would have gone on target at least, and made some hard work out of Anshika. But it wasn't the case to be, missing out on another opportunity there, Gokulam. A couple of goals for Gokulam would definitely seal the deal, because I don't see Hops making a comeback from that sort of a score line. But yes, if Hops are to score next, then we would definitely are going to witness another frantic 40 minutes or so in the match.
This is the IWL 22-23 live here on the Indian Football YouTube channel. It is with myself, Joe Williams, and my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed. We're here trying to spread the good news that is Indian women's football. It's going to be a free kick here for Hops FC, taken by Sharda. Ball into the box. Beatrice comes, flaps at it. Opportunity for Hops. Oh, that was a glorious chance for Hops FC. Ball is still not cleared away. Ball is still with Hops. Penalty kick, surely. Oh, she was dragged back. Oh, she was dragged back. Oh, from where we are standing, that looked like a stone wall penalty. Hopefully we can see the replay now once again as Gokulam Kerala come forward. Ball in the center circle. 53 minutes on, our first controversial moment of the game. Here comes Gokulam though. Veronica, but cleared away though by Hops FC. That looked, for all matters, that was a penalty kick. Referee blew it away, waved to play to go on. Gokulam now have possession inside Hops territory. Cross coming in, cleared away by Hops FC. Is that going to go away for a corner? No, it isn't. Hops have possession again. Junaid, what do you make of that? I hope we do see it once again.
It looked like from the first side that it was a drag, a pull perhaps. Was it?
That's a penalty, isn't it? I mean, I really do think that if you are tugging on someone's jersey inside the box, and that was Shilky, number 66, I think that the striker has every right to go down. And, well, if that's outside the box, my question is, if that's outside the box, 90% of the times the referee would give it. 99% of the times, because that's a foul. Inside the box, why wasn't that given?
Well, That's an interesting
What do you think,
question.
Junaid?
Yes, for me, it looked like from the get-go, from the moment I saw it, I thought it's going to be a penalty because the ref had a decision to make, and I don't know where she exactly was positioned at. I'm not quite sure if she saw that completely. Looked like maybe would have thought it was a bit too soft in the end, but those sort of calls definitely dictate where exactly the game goes, and that should definitely go down as an opportunity that could have easily come Hops FC's way. Shika has gone down on the ground, but the good news is she's back up on her feet now.
I mean, if we can see that penalty shout one more time in slow motion, that would dispel any potential claims or any potential doubts that we may have. There's always doubt, right? So if we can see that one more time in slow motion, that would be absolutely fantastic. Perhaps when the ball goes out next, or there's a stoppage in play, because for all money, I mean, I thought that was a penalty kick from where we are standing here at the ground in the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. Maybe Hops have a feeling or have a case of feeling a little bit let down there, but play goes on. As they say, the show must go on. The ever-present Freddie Mercury with that top 10 hit song, the show must go on, as that cross comes in and goes well over the bar. Goal kick now for Beatrice and Gokulam Kerala. So we're seeing that replay there, that she was offside. That really doesn't really count. What we would like to see again is a replay of that penalty kick, wouldn't we, Junaid?
Well, that's right. Well, the most important thing for the remainder of the 34 minutes, Hops should not focus much on what has been denied to them. Instead, try and maintain their shape, get the ball in there and thereabout, and do not lose focus, because any lapse in concentration could easily result in another goal coming into the bucket of Gokulam Kerala FC. Well, I have been a touch disappointed so far in the 11 minutes that has been played so far. There haven't been enough forward runs coming in from the Hops FC players. Gladys has got the ball enough number of times, and what she needs is assistance up on the other side of the pitch, trying to get those crosses in. He has instead tried to go through with the shot from way outside the box, from weird angles, and what the players instead should try and do is to assist in trying to make those runs further forward on the pitch.
Ball is now with Hops again. Decent ball. This is Frederica. Oh, that was not a bad cross. Frederica once again with possession. Gets to the byline. Ball is still in play. Recovered though this time by Gokulam Kerala. Ball cleared away there by Gokulam. Hops now trying to turn the screws in this game. Gokulam now trying to break. .58 minutes gone. 1-0 for Gokulam, although they haven't had it all their way. It hasn't been all plain sailing for the reigning champions. Hops have put in a very good shift so far. That's a delightful ball. The weight of the pass was excellent there. This is number 27 now. This is Gugulot with a cross. Hits the side netting, goes out of play for a goal kick for Hops FC. So, do you think Anthony Andrews will be happy with his team's performance here today, Junaid?
Well, he will be happy for sure for the goal that they have scored, but definitely not with the overall performance, because Hops have definitely made a match out of this one, because I didn't expect them to come this good in the game, especially after a lackluster performance that we got to see against Kickstart. But yes, Anthony Andrews, well, he definitely has a job to do. They'll have to go back to the drawing board and see where exactly it is going wrong for them. The team hasn't looked much coordinated, taking the goal aside for a moment. But yes, they still have their task cut out. They will have to come back better because we've got. There's Gladys again with the crossing. In comes the ball, but there's no runs coming from the other side of the pitch. Goes out of the play for throw-in to Gokulam. Yes, he will have to basically go back to the drawing board and see where exactly they have gone wrong so far. Yes, they will. They probably should bag those 3 points at stake here. But again, as far as the scoring prowess of Gokulam Kerala FC is concerned, we haven't seen the best of them so far in this league.
Throw in now for HOPS FC. As ever, insightful information there by our co-commentator Junaid Ahmed. Pleasure working with you on this IWL 23-24. That's going to be a free kick there for HOPS FC. A high boot by number 66 Shilki. And look at that, the possession 74-26. Once more, it doesn't really tell a story of the game. HOPS FC have carved Gokulam Kerala open on a number of times, which is surprising to say the least, given Gokulam's superiority over the past 3 or 4 years in Indian women's football. But it seems to me, after having watched Indian women's football for quite a long time, that teams are starting to clock how Gokulam play and what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are. I mean, still, Dangmei Grace, number 30, hasn't appeared in the whole game. And if you keep Dangmei Grace quiet, then you got half of the job done, because she is one of the most experienced players in this Gokulam side. Ball is with HOPS FC once more. Another throwing deep inside Gokulam territory. It is wave after wave of HOPS FC attacks. We saw Gladys a couple of minutes ago just waltzing her way through the Gokulam back line, cutting it back. There was no one there taking a gamble for HOPS FC, so that is something that we would like to see more often. And it's just a very, I said this in the first half and I have to say it again, it's a very dysfunctional Gokulam side. Yes, champion sides win games without playing well. And if they win this game, you can make the argument that, hey, Gokulam have won the game despite not playing well, so that bodes well for the future, etc., etc. But as many Gokulam supporters will want to point out, they want to go out there and dominate games. They want to perform. They want to play some good, attractive football. It's not happening right now, is it, Junaid?
Well, that's right. It hasn't happened so far for 150 minutes. They have played here so far, especially in this season of the IWL. But again, still early days. Still, they can go back and come better. The one thing that is alarming at the moment is this was considered to be a relatively easier game because they still have to face the likes of Kickstart, East Bengal, Sports Orissa, and well, they have been opened up quite a bit in this game by HOPS FC, and like we mentioned earlier, and we have been mentioning this for quite a few times, they will have to try and regroup, re-strategize, and see where exactly they are going wrong. And this season, here's Grace with the shot, was straight at the goalkeeper, Anshika this time. That was the first clear-cut involvement from Grace that I've seen. How about you, Joel?
It's the first we've actually had to mention her in an attacking sense. Ball is now with Tamang once more. Shot coming in, goes wide. That is better build-up play. That was much better there by Gokulam. The little layoff, cute layoff, and the strike, the movement of the ball. That was much better. That is what you want to be seeing by the reigning IWL champions. Some silky football being played. But it just, for all the admiration that I have for what Gokulam ladies have done over the past 3 or 4 years, representing India in the Champions League, that's a foul. That's a foul and possibly a yellow card. There it is. That's number 44. That's Asha into the referee's book there. So for all the admiration and respect I have for Gokulam representing and flying the Indian flag high and wide all over Asia in the Indian women's football scene, I have to say that it's been so far a little bit disappointing over the course of one and three quarter games. I'm pretty sure they can perform better. I'm pretty sure they know themselves that they can play better than this. Is it perhaps the blues kicking in? Perhaps it's been year after year after year doing the same thing. Junaid, is that starting to sink in that maybe this year is going to be harder than the last?
Well, I don't think so. These players are professional enough. They know what is required out of them, and I'm pretty sure they are going to come back stronger and stronger. Yes, sometimes in leagues you have to learn to win ugly, and this is exactly what Gokulam has been doing in this game in particular. Yes, there are good players. There are India internationals, and we will get to see them a lot and scoring goals and playing that football with flair that they are known for. And one more thing that I would love to point out here, they haven't lost a game since they have lost to Manipur in 28-29 season. Imagine 3 seasons unbeaten. Is there an opportunity for HOPS FC? Number 14 with the ball goes to a weird angle, in comes across a loopy ball cleared out by Gokulam.
Well, that was another glorious opportunity there for HOPS FC. Once again, the Gokulam defense struggling to get the ball out of play there. Clearing into touch, looking for Tamang. Plenty of space now for Tanu. Tanu with a long ball upfield, looking for Frederica, and it's going to be a throw-in inside Gokulam territory for HOPS FC. 67 minutes gone. And this game, the longer it remains 1-0, the longer that thread of hope persists for HOPS FC, the longer the danger lurks for Gokulam Kerala. 1-0 is pretty much nothing in football. It is a scoreline that is perhaps the most deceitful of all. One goal changes everything. Cross into the box, safely into the hands of Beatrice. Gokulam need to score a second. I'm stating the obvious here, Junaid, but they really need to score a second to just calm everything down in their respects, don't they?
That's right. One lead is always slender. Any good ball, anything can happen with one opportunity. And make no mistake about it, HOPS FC have knocked the door a couple of times, and one good ball can be the undoing of the Gokulam Kerala defense. They haven't been at their absolute best so far, Gokulam Kerala, as far as their backline is concerned, but you never know. It's like there's a substitute. Number 13, the Kenyan international, Kobe Okich Owiti, is coming on.
Substitution for Gokulam FC.
She replaces Veronica. Did you see that change coming at the stroke of 69th minute? A forward being taken out for a defensive player, Joel. Beg your pardon, that's Sandy that has been taken out, I guess.
Well, I mean, perhaps a change of formation now for Gokulam Kerala. No, Sandy is still there. It was Veronica that was substituted, Junaid. And Pooja has come on for. Well, those subs are from the halftime interval, so I suggest we don't talk too much about that. But it was Owiti coming on for Veronica. You can only have 2 foreigners at the starting 11 at any given time. So in the risk of sounding like Michael Owen, Gokulam have to score a second to win the game. I mean, they really
They
do
have to.
have to
There's no two
score
ways
another
about
goal.
it. There's no two ways about it. But are they going a bit defensive with Viti on the pitch now? Because that's exactly looks like what Anthony Andrews might be thinking. Try and secure this 1-0 lead. But like we always mention, 1-0 lead is nothing. The game could change at any given point of time. Because if it's 1-0 for the last 5 minutes or so, it's a ray of hope, a belief that Hops would love to hang themselves to. Don't you think?
I'm putting myself in the coach's position now. Gokulam started with, let's just say, five attacking players with Sandy, Veronica, Tamang, Gugulot, and Dangmei Grace. So it's pretty much a 5 defensive players and 5 attacking players. That's pretty much what they're doing. So if taking Veronica off and putting a defensive midfielder on, I think what that gives Gokulam and Anthony Andrews' ladies is a little bit more control, a little bit more steel in the middle of the park. They still have 4 attackers, don't get me wrong. Maybe that would free also a little bit, that would free Dangmei Grace a little bit more going forward, having the security and the assurance of the big, tall number 13, the Kenyan international Owiti, in the middle of the field. So maybe it's a better balanced side now, other than having those 5 defensive players and 5 attacking players pretty much leaving too many spaces open in the middle of the field. I think what Owiti is going to produce here, as we see her taking a shot from distance almost instantly, is she's going to give Gokulam a better balance to the whole equation. And as in football, as in life, balance in a football team is everything. If you don't have the balance, I'm afraid you're not going to win a lot of games. And now I think with her introduction, I think Tamang down the middle, I still think Sandy and Gugulot will be playing down the wings as Tamang takes a shot. I think they're going to have a better balanced side, Junaid. I really do think so.
Looks like it, because Tamang has gone a bit central now. And you did get to see Viti straight away into the action with her attacking play, trying to build up from the back. Here's Sandhya bringing it for Tamang. Back with Sandhya again. Trying to weigh her options. Going back to Viti. Goes for a long range shot and takes a deflection. With that, looks like it has taken a Gokul player on the way and gone out for a goal to HOPS FC.
So goal kick now for HOPS FC after 72 minutes and a half. The longer the game goes on, the longer that aspiration, that hope for a draw, for a win, maybe for HOPS, continues to linger on, and Gokulam will be still surviving by the skin of their teeth. The longer this remains, Dangmei Grace there with a free kick on number 14, Arti. So ball is once again with HOPS FC. We're live here from the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium ground. Let's not forget we have more games happening tomorrow and on Saturday. So 3 full match days this week of Indian Women's League football, all for you guys to enjoy live here at the Indian Football YouTube channel. With over 975,000 subscribers, it is the go-to place for Indian football at the moment. Free kick, and yet another yellow card, this time for Shilky, number 66. They're having a little bit of an argument there, and the referee hasn't been shy of showing yellow cards. So that's Shilky already shown a yellow card, as is Asha. So 2 Gokulam players treading on thin ice. It's going to be a free kick now for HOPS. 16 minutes left of this equation, of this match, of this battle at the Ambedkar Stadium ground between HOPS FC and Gokulam Kerala FC. It's going to be Gladys to take this free kick from 35 yards out. Gladys with a nice looking cross And that was a defensive clearance there by one of the Hops players herself. And that sliced clearance falls kindly for Gokulam Kerala. Ball is with Awiti in the middle of the field. Cleared away though, but Awiti has possession again. Looking for a piercing run and finds number 30 Dangmei Grace, who's now playing in a far more advanced position, Junaid, isn't she?
Yes, she is, and that's exactly the formation that you were talking about. Because since the introduction of Wheaty, she has gone a bit more offensive in those advancing positions on the right. Well, they will have to try and get a second one as soon as possible, Gokulam Kerala, if they want to be rest assured of those 3 points getting into their kitty. It's going to give a lot of hopes for Hops FC going forward if the scoreline remains the way it is at the moment. Ray has gone down meanwhile for Hops FC.
So we see the possession once again, 74-26% possession. And as we were mentioning before, with Dangmei Grace playing higher up the field, that is her natural position to play. I was just a bit surprised that she was playing in the middle of the field as she did in the first game also. I mean, I don't think that suits her game. I don't think that suits her her style of football. She likes to take players on using her pace, using her technical skill. She cannot do that in the middle of the field. In the middle of the park, you need someone with a very good passing range, someone strong, someone who's going to bully the opponent down. And Dangmei Grace is not that kind of player. She is a winger after all. So for me, playing her in the middle of the field, I think is a mistake by Anthony Andrews. I think you lose a quality player that can give you a lot moving forward, because now playing as a midfielder, she also has to focus on the defensive side of things. So it just doesn't make sense. You lose a quality player to try and accommodate other players in the pitch. For example, if Dangmei Grace is playing in her position, then maybe Sandy has to play on the bench, or Gugulot has to play on the bench, or Tamang. I wouldn't change Tamang. She's been superb for Gokulam Kerala. I can't change Veronica. She's been superb for Gokulam Kerala. So it's a question of if you play Owiti in the middle, or if you play, or you don't play Veronica for the next game, and you have Owiti in the middle that gives you a better balance, and then you have Dangmei Grace playing down the wing, and you have Owiti in the middle with Shilki. I mean, still a lot of questions to be answered here by the Gokulam head coach. It almost feels, doesn't it, Junaid, that he's experimenting, isn't it?
It looks like he is experimenting a bit. Like we mentioned, it's still early days, but then again, games come thick and fast in IWL, and I'm pretty sure he has got answers to a couple of questions that he might have had in his mind, because you'll have to play players like Dangmei Grace in their original or in their natural positions, and this is exactly what we are seeing right now. That's Anthony Andrews, the coach of Gokulam Kerala FC, and play Anju Tamang in her original position as well, because whenever she has played right wing, she has looked way more threatening, and that's exactly from where she made that move and got herself into that position and scored the goal. They did have an option sitting out on the bench in Shubhangi Singh, who came onto the pitch in the first game at the 40th minute mark, and that did it changed the complexion of the game a little bit. But again, they didn't score the goal, but it gave them a bit more stability. It's good, always good to see turnaround in a home fixture for Hops FC. Good to see some young and old people turning up in numbers to try and support their home team.
Wow, young and old. All I saw were young people. Young people at heart, Junaid. Young people at heart, always.
You are right. You're absolutely right in there. But it's always good to have people of all age groups coming with their kids. You never know. You'll have to, we will like to request from here on, do come out in numbers and support your teams if you are staying in those cities where IWL is taking place. Who knows? The next Dangmei Grace or Sunil Chetri could be from your household.
There was an opportunity there for Gokulam Kerala to make it 2-0. I agree there. I really do think that all the support and effort has to be introduced in this IWL. the more people that grace the grounds, watch the games live, or even tune in to watch the games here in on our YouTube channel. I think it's just fantastic to see the support that the ladies are getting, and of course also the quality broadcasting. It has to be said. The IWL is finally getting, you know, quality broadcasting, and I don't want to sound over too much, but you know, I think it's been fantastic so far in these first 4 games, you know, with all the statistics included, and I think this is exactly what the Indian Women's League and Indian women's football deserves. It's a shot of adrenaline to the system, and it's just fantastic to see. I mean, I always use the example, Indian women's football have a better chance of qualifying for a World Cup than the men's team does. They are ranked number 60 or something like that in the world, and it's just superb. So 10 minutes left of this encounter here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium ground here. With me, with Joel Williams and my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed, who we are, well, trying to entertain you guys as much as possible as we are witnessing yet another blockbuster game here between HOPS FC and Gokulam Kerala FC. Any predictions for the next 10 minutes, Junaid? Hold on to that as we see HOPS coming forward. This is number 12. This is Pooja. Pooja running into a cul-de-sac there, and eventually Gokulam recover possession once again, and they have the ball. So, Junaid, any predictions for the final 10 minutes of this game?
Well, it looks like it's going to be Gokulam Kerala all the way, because if they go out and score now, it's going to be curtains for HOPS, but I don't see them giving enough opportunities for HOPS now, because they will tighten the screws for the remainder of the 9 minutes so far, left in the game. But yes, HOPS, well, they shouldn't be disappointed with the efforts they have put in. They have come close on several occasions. They did look like a better team for the first 45 minutes or so, just one lapse in concentration. And that's we always talk about. It's a game of minimal errors, and if you commit one, then opportunity for HOPS now. There's a ball played into Federica, with your pardon, cleared out by the defense on that occasion. Goes out for a throw into HOPS FC. Yes, HOPS again with the ball. This time through number 5. Takes a shot, but way out of the target. Nothing threatening whatsoever. Do you see it coming any other ways, Joel? I see it's going to be a rather comfortable win from here on. The lead is slender, make no mistake about it. The goal can come in at any point of time, but then again, with the experience, the sort of experience Gokulam FC has, they can pretty well see out these 9 minutes or 8 minutes left in the match.
I see HOPS getting an equalizer here. I really do. I think Gokulam are missing a trick here. The way I'm seeing the game is HOPS now are getting a second wind. They are trailing by 1-0. It's the last 10 minutes. They literally have nothing to lose. And I don't know why, I just have a funny feeling that all has not been said and done in this game yet. I really do think that HOPS FC will have something to say in this match. This is Frederica. It's going to be a free kick. No, it isn't, says the referee. Ball is with Gugulot, who's been vanished in this game. Absolutely disappeared, Gugulot. I'm going to be very honest. Been very disappointed with her over the past 2 games. She hasn't performed the way that, the way that got her to Dinamo Zagreb. I mean, it just hasn't worked out for her. It hasn't been good enough. And I'm also surprised that Anthony Andrews has only made 1 change in the game. Only 1 change. It's the 84th minute. And I would feel that they would have been making a few more changes here and there, trying to freshen things up as the ball gets played into the box. This is Owiti with big lumbering frame of the Kenyan midfielder. Cleared away though by Hops. Durga cannot make a foul there because if she does, it's another yellow. Ball is with number 12 now. This is Roja. Long ball forward. Cleared away by Hops. 6 minutes left. 1-0. It's slender, Junaid. It's very, very slender, and it's been very tight so far.
Well, yes, it is. It has been that way for the most part of it. And, if they want to bag these 3 points, then Gokulam Kerala should score in the next few minutes. That was a close shave down there, and Shika finally managing to hold on to it. Those airborne this time, trying to find those white shirts up front. Here's number 9, coming with the ball.
See, Gokulam Kerala, Hops FC, sorry, are still winning those 50-50s. Still inside 85 minutes of the game, they're still winning those 50-50 tackles. Here come Gokulam now. It's another good run down the flank. Cross looking to come in, cleared away though by Sharda. Ball back again with Gokulam Kerala. Another ball played in. Cleared away eventually by Hops. Oh, beautiful run now. But tremendous pace shown there by Durga to amend the mistake. The positioning was wrong there by Durga initially with the other centre-back partner in Asha. But Durga's pace managed to save her day there, spare her blushes. Otherwise, Hops FC were in behind that Gokulam back line. This is Dangmei Grace again. She's been awfully quiet. That's Sandy with a shot. Easily saved and retained there by Anshika. 3 minutes left. Still all to play for in this game, Junaid. Look at the shots. 20 shots by Gokulam, 5 by Hops.
Yes, 3 of them on target coming from Sandy alone. Yes, still got about 3 minutes and whatever the fourth official decides to add on. But the only problem is you haven't had those runnings from dangerous positions or running into dangerous positions by Hops FC players. Gladys and Frederica have got the ball there and thereabout, but they have always been left wanting for those options to pass it through to. And that hasn't been the case so far. I mean, who's going to be the most likely player to score on the pitch for Hops FC is the question still. For Gokulam, well, they still got 2.5 minutes plus a bit to see out. And the way I see it right now at the moment is I think it's going to be Gokulam who will come out with 3 points at the end of this game. Do you see it any other ways, Joel?
No, to be very honest with you, I think it's still going to be a very tough game, very tight game, and I know we only have a few minutes left of this encounter, but you have to praise this Hops FC team as Tamang now plays the ball to Owiti. Owiti looking for a space. And that's cleared away though by Hops FC once again. A couple of minutes left in this encounter. 1-0 for Gokulam, sorry. Ball is with a Tamang, corner kick. So Gokulam taking their sweet time to take this corner kick. Of course, all time wasted will be added on at the end. One hopes. Ball with Frederica. She can't hold up the play. You expect more from Frederica, especially when it comes down to her hold-up play. It hasn't been great. And, well, Junaid, it does seem like Gokulam, at this present moment in time, are going to be taking a 1-0 victory. It's 3 points, don't get me wrong. The performance has not been there, has it?
No, I am a touch disappointed with the way things have panned out for Gokulam in this game as well, because we haven't seen that firepower that we have been mentioning about Gokulam. There's a change, and number 9 is coming off for Gokulam, and number 26, Shubhangi Singh, is coming on to replace Sandhya Ranganathan. We did mention they will have to go back to the drawing board and sort things out. 4 minutes have been added on by Fort Official. 4 minutes is what HOPS FC have to make sort of a comeback into this game. They have been a dominant side in the first 45 minutes. But it was Anju Tamang's goal in the additional time in the first half that separates the two teams so far.
For a team that scored 53, 54 goals last season in the campaign, they've only scored 1 in 2 games. That's disconcerting, isn't it?
That's absolutely correct. A player who scored 29 goals has left for Israel. The player who scored 9 of the remaining goals. There was a chance coming in. There was a free kick, but it was always going out wide. Indumati is going to play for for Orissa FC this season.
27 out. 20 in, 27 out.
Couple more changes.
Another double substitution.
8 in, 9 out.
Couple more changes coming in for HOPS FC. Number 8 is coming on. Rebecca for Tanu. Do they just have to see out these 2 minutes? Is that how you see goal for the remainder of the game? Or do you think there's going to be chances created by the likes of Gladys or Federica?
Well, as a neutral, you want to see drama till the very end. But I'm a very pragmatic neutral, and I really do think that Gokulam have this game controlled and this game almost certainly won. HOPS have given it a right old go here. They've performed admirably, they played really well. But I think Gokulam's experience in the end has told. They managed to control the game in the second half a little bit better. Didn't allow HOPS to have a lot of chances. And I think that despite the scoreline, there are definitely building blocks there for Anthony Samson Andrews to work with, the Gokulam head coach, to go back to Kozhikode and work with it with his players. But HOPS can take a lot of pride, a lot of energy from this performance. Of course, they played twice at home already, lost twice, so that doesn't bode well for the future for them. Nonetheless, they have played against Gokulam. That was a tough game. It's going to be a free kick now for HOPS in a dangerous position, and we know what this means. It means Gladys, number 10, with that rocket right foot of hers, is going to have a pop at goal from 35 yards out and hope to catch Beatrice fishing on an off day. 30 seconds left. Gladys scans the area, watches the scenario. This can be a cracker-jacker of a finish. Gladys from 35 yards out, the Ghanaian midfielder, against a compatriot from Ghana, Beatrice, in goal for Gokulam. 10 seconds left on the clock. Gladys to take this free kick. Will she go for goal or will she cross the ball? And Gladys it is. She goes for goal. That goes straight into the wall. Opportunity there for Gokulam. Oh! Sorry, that was a shot there for Hops FC. And that was a whisker away there from an equaliser. As I always say, 1-0 is never enough. Until the 94th minute, Hops have had a chance. And that was a long distance shot for Hops FC. But it does look like now Gokulam are going to be taking the 3 points home back to Calicut. A very happy team. 4 points in the table. They go top automatically by default, having played one more game than the other sides. Kickstart and East Bengal both on 3. Hops will remain on 0 points, as will Sports Odisha. So the table is still young in its early days. Free kick now for Gokulam Kerala. A yellow card being brandished out there by the referee on the captain Mamta, number 17. So another yellow card in this game, brandished by the referee, and well, we've already had 1 extra minute in this game. Already the 95th minute. Gokulam have a free kick at their disposal. It will be number 44 to take it. In swing, a chance for a second. Ball is still in play. Referee's had a glance at her watch. Cross coming in, goes out of play, and that is the end of the game. Despair for Hops FC, absolute delight for Gokulam FC and their backroom staff. They take back to Calicut a crucial 3 points, crucial building blocks, and crucial experience learned from this game for Anthony Andrews. As for Hops, another defeat at home. Junaid, over to you.
Well, they came here with a job to do, and they have exactly done that. Came for those 3 points, and they have back those crucial 3 points going into their next fixture. Well, Hops FC, well, they have nothing to be disappointed about. They have lost the game, but they played with intent right from the get-go. It was a better display compared to their previous fixture against Kickstart. They have a lot of learning to do still, especially going forward. They did sort out their defensive errors that they committed in the first match. Well, they would definitely hope to come back better and get those points and get their campaign up and running. For Gokulam, well, they have some tasks up their sleeve. They'll have to sort out a formation that they would love to play going forward. Here are the full-time stats. 75% of the ball enjoyed by Gokulam as against 25 by Hops. 21 shots on target for Gokulam, 7 shots on target for Hops FC, 8 landing on target for Gokulam, 3 by Hops. 2 yellow cards for Gokulam FC, 1 for Hops. No red cards in the game, 4 fouls committed by Gokulam. Here are the shots taken, 3 for Gladys, all 3 from outside the box, 2 from the right side of the pitch for Jyoti, 1 for Kitgen from a very weird angle, and 1 for Rebecca. For Gokulam, 21 shots with 6 for Taman Sandy with 5. Viti, who came in as a sub with 3 shots. Dame Grace with 2 from outside the box. Gogulat with a couple, and Veronica with 2 of her very own. Fouls: Frederick, Gladys, Mamta, Parmila, Pooja, and Sharda committing 1 foul each.
So, my friends, it's been an absolute pleasure as we see the remaining fouls here for Gokulam Kerala with Shilki, Asha, Durga, Dangme, Sandy, and Tamang. It has been a very interesting game of football, that has to be said. Gokulam have taken a 1-0 victory in the end against a very stubborn and resolute Hops FC side. So, from my end, from my side of things at the commentary box, alongside my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed, we do wish you a very, very good day as we depart you guys now. We will be back again tomorrow for more action live at the same channel. It is Odisha FC against Sports Odisha, the Odisha derby. So we'll leave you now with the highlights of the game. Till tomorrow, till next time, stay safe, take care. It's been a pleasure, and God bless you.